the floor where they drop like bombs. Faceless voices running all the cons. Digital whispers in a binary night. No light, no face, pure sound, no sight. Stories unfold in the dark, unscrolled. Echoes of silence, secrets untold. Waves crash loud in this audio cave. No mic, no fame, just the sound we crave. Tune and turn up, let the silence break. Raw, unfiltered, hear the earthquake. No mic needed, just a vibe that's real. Faceless words you can touch and feel. In shadows, voices untamed. No need for spotlight, no claim to fame. Just a beat of life in a stream of thought. Every word a punchline, no need to be taught. Just listen close, no visuals needed. Raw conversation, unprocessed, unseated. Feel the pulse in every sentence said. No distractions, just thoughts in your head. Whispers of the streets, rumbling through. Faceless yet vivid, a world in view. No mic, just souls, connecting in flow. Pure and raw, let the rhythm go.
This first approximation reification of language very easily passes over unnoticed into a harder idealization, especially in everyday parlance. It is this idealization that, for instance, leads people to say that the language is degenerating because teenagers don't know how to talk anymore. They were saying that in the 18th century too. It is also behind seeing the dictionary as an authority on the correct meanings of words rather than as an attempt to record how words are understood in the speech community. Even linguists adopt this stance all the time in everyday life, especially as teachers of students who can't write a decent paragraph. But once we go inside the heads of speakers to study their own individual cognitive structure, the stance must be dropped. Ray S. Jackendoff, Foundations of Language, Brain, Meaning, Grammar, Evolution. Ray S. Jackendoff is a prominent American linguist and cognitive scientist, currently the Seth Marin Professor of Philosophy at Tufts University. His research primarily focuses on the semantics of natural language, its relationship to human cognition, and the architecture of the language faculty. He is known for his work in developing conceptual semantics and for his contributions to understanding how language interfaces with other mental faculties, including music cognition in collaboration with Fred Lertle. Ray S. Jackendoff was born on January 23, 1945, in Chicago, Illinois. He later attended Swarthmore College, earning a BA in 1965, and went on to receive his PhD in linguistics from the Massachusetts Institute of Technology (MIT) in 1969, where he studied under influential linguists like Noam Chomsky and Morris Halle. His early academic life set the foundation for his lifelong dedication to exploring the intricate connections between language, mind, and cognition. Early foundational works. His early contributions, such as Semantic Interpretation in Generative Grammar 1972, were groundbreaking in their detailed exploration of how meaning is constructed and interpreted within a generative framework. This work moved beyond purely syntactic analyses to delve into the intricate relationship between syntactic structures and their semantic representations, a crucial step in understanding how language conveys meaning. Following this, X-bar syntax, a study of phrase structure 1977 solidified his position as a leading figure in generative linguistics. In this book, Jackendoff meticulously developed the X-bar theory, a powerful and elegant system for describing the hierarchical organization of phrases in natural language. This theory provided a more constrained and insightful account of syntactic structures, influencing subsequent generations of syntactic research and offering a unified approach to various phrase types. Bridging linguistics and cognitive science. Jackendoff then boldly began to explicitly forge connections between the abstract principles of linguistics and the concrete realities of cognitive science. This pivotal shift is evident in his seminal books like Semantics and Cognition 1983, where he argued passionately for the psychological reality of semantic structures and proposed a framework for how meaning is mentally represented. This work was crucial in demonstrating that linguistic theories could and should be informed by cognitive principles. He continued this interdisciplinary exploration with Consciousness and the Computational Mind 1987, a deeply insightful book that grappled with the complex relationship between mental representations, computation, and the phenomenon of consciousness itself. Here, he further elaborated on how language and thought are not merely abstract systems but are rooted in the computational processes of the mind. Interdisciplinary collaborations and theoretical development. A particularly notable and influential collaboration with music theorist Fred Lertle resulted in a generative theory of tonal music 1983. This remarkable work extended Jackendoff's generative approach beyond language, applying it to the intricate domain of music cognition. By demonstrating how a generative framework could account for the hierarchical and structural properties of musical understanding, this book highlighted the broad applicability of his cognitive linguistic principles. Subsequently, his solo works continued to deepen and refine his core theories. Semantic Structures 1990 further elaborated on his theory of conceptual semantics, providing a detailed framework for representing the conceptual structures that underlie linguistic meaning. This book offered a robust and systematic way to analyze and describe the semantic content of words and sentences. 1992, Languages of the Mind, Essays on Mental Representation. A collection of papers summarizing Jackendoff's formal theory on the nature of language and its modular approach to cognition, applying these concepts to learning, common sense reasoning, and the relationship between vision and language. It emphasizes the idea that lexical items contain stereotypical images of objects or concepts, connecting linguistic meaning to visual cognition. 1993-1994, Patterns in the Mind, Language and Human Nature. Published by Harvester Wheatsheaf 1993 or Basic Books 1994, depending on the source, this book argues that the human brain contains innate linguistic knowledge, extending Chomsky's ideas to all facets of human experience. It explores how mental grammar constructs the experience of spoken language and other cognitive domains. The Architecture of the Language Faculty 1997 was another landmark publication where he fully articulated his highly influential parallel architecture. This innovative model posited that language is not a single, monolithic system but rather comprises independent yet interacting modules for phonology, sound, syntax structure, and semantics meaning. This departure from purely syntax-driven models profoundly impacted the field, offering a more nuanced and cognitively plausible account of language organization. Broadening the scope, language in human cognition and evolution. Jackendoff's unwavering commitment to a comprehensive understanding of language's integral place within the broader landscape of human cognition is clearly demonstrated in his later works. Foundations of Language, Brain, Meaning, Grammar, Evolution 2002 is a magnum opus that synthesizes his decades of research, tackling the biological, evolutionary, and grammatical underpinnings of language. This book offered a holistic perspective on how language evolved, how it is represented in the brain, and how it interacts with other cognitive faculties. 2005, Simpler Syntax, co-authored with Peter W. Kulicover. This book proposes the simpler syntax hypothesis, which argues that syntactic structure should be minimally complex to mediate between phonological and semantic structures. It provides accounts of major and lesser-known syntactic phenomena, emphasizing the interplay of syntax and semantics. He further explored these multifaceted connections in language, consciousness, culture 2007, where he delved into the profound interplay between language, conscious experience, and the intricate fabric of human culture. This work underscored his belief that language is not merely a tool for communication but a fundamental shaper of our perception, thought, and social reality. Synthesis and enduring legacy. More recent books, such as Meaning and the Lexicon, The Parallel Architecture 1975 to 2010-2010, serve as powerful syntheses of his extensive research, providing a retrospective look at the development and evolution of his theories, particularly the parallel architecture, over several decades. Finally, A User's Guide to Thought and Meaning 2012 offers a highly accessible yet profoundly insightful distillation of his life's work, providing readers with a comprehensive overview of his theories on how we think and how we create meaning. These later works solidify his remarkable legacy as a scholar who consistently and courageously sought to unravel the deep and complex connections between language, the human mind, and the very essence of human thought and experience. Ray S. Jackendoff continues to be an active and influential figure in linguistics and cognitive science. As the Seth Marin Professor Emeritus and former co-director of the Center for Cognitive Studies at Tufts University, and currently a research affiliate in Brain and Cognitive Sciences at MIT, his ongoing work remains centered on the semantics of natural language and its deep connections to human cognition. He is particularly focused on further developing his parallel architecture theory, which posits that language operates through multiple, interconnected generative components: phonological, syntactic, and semantic conceptual rather than a syntax-centric model. His research also extends to the interfaces between language and other cognitive domains, including music cognition, a long-standing collaboration with Fred Lertle, conscious experience, and social cognition, consistently aiming to integrate linguistic theory with findings from cognitive neuroscience. His recent publications, such as The Texture of the Lexicon, Relational Morphology and the Parallel Architecture, co-authored with Jenny Audreying in 2020, demonstrate his continued exploration of how morphology fits into his broader architectural framework, and he consistently addresses issues of mental representation, the evolution of language, and the fundamental structures of thought and meaning. In order for such integration to succeed, i.e. integration of all subdisciplines, probably everyone will have to endure some discomfort and give a little. We cannot afford the strategy that regrettably seems endemic in the cognitive sciences: one discovers a new tool, decides it is the only tool needed, and, in an act of academic and funding territoriality, loudly proclaims the superiority of this tool over all others. My own attitude is that we are in this together. It is going to take us lots of tools to understand language. We should try to appreciate exactly what each of the tools we have is good for, and to recognize when new and as yet undiscovered tools are necessary. Ray S. Jackendoff, Foundations of Language, Brain, Meaning, Grammar, Evolution. Other works, Semantics and Cognition. 1996, How Language Helps Us Think. Pragmatics and Cognition, explores language's role in shaping thought and conceptualization. 2002, Review of Jerry Fodor, The Mind Doesn't Work That Way. Language, critiques Fodor's computational theory of mind. 2009, Parallels and Non-Parallels Between Language and Music. Music Perception, compares cognitive structures of language and music. 2010, The Natural Logic of Morals and of Laws. Brooklyn Law Review, links cognitive underpinnings of moral and legal reasoning to linguistics. 2011, Conceptual Semantics. Semantics, an international handbook, outlines principles of conceptual semantics. 2012, Language Cambridge Handbook of Cognitive Science, Overview of Jackendoff's Language Theory in Cognitive Science. 2019, Representations and Rules. The Philosophy of Daniel Dennett, discusses mental representations in the context of Dennett's philosophy. Syntax and Lexicon. 2001, Control is Not Movement with P. Kulikova, Linguistic Inquiry, argues against movement-based accounts of syntactic control. 2002, English Particle Constructions, the Lexicon, and the Autonomy of Syntax. Verb-particle Explorations, examines English particle constructions and their lexical syntactic implications. 2003, The Semantic Basis of Control in English with P. Kulikova, Language, develops a semantic explanation for control phenomena, building on conceptual semantics. 2004, Focus Reduplication in English. The Salad paper with J. Ghomeshi, Ann Rosen, K. Russell, Natural Language and Linguistic Theory, analyzes the salad construction in English. 2004, The English Resultative as a Family of Constructions with A. Goldberg, Language, views English resultatives through construction grammar and parallel architecture. 2009, The Ecology of English Noun Compounds. Oxford Handbook of Compounding, explores semantics and structure of English noun compounds. Language Evolution and Architecture. 2010, Your Theory of Language Evolution Depends on Your Theory of Language Evolution of Human Language, discusses how linguistic frameworks influence theories of language evolution. 2011, What is the Human Language Faculty? 2 views language, contrasts perspectives on the language faculty, defending the parallel architecture. 2012, Chomskyan Grammar Seen from Within and Without. Interview with M. Schiffman, Jackendoff's views on generative grammar and his parallel architecture. Neuroscience and Interdisciplinary Applications. 2010, Electrophysiological Correlates of Complement Coercion with G. Kuperberg et al. Journal of Cognitive Neuroscience, investigates neural correlates of semantic coercion. 2012, P-Nuts and Bolts of Visual Narrative, Structure and Meaning in Sequential Image Comprehension with N. Cohn et al. Cognitive Psychology, applies cognitive framework to visual narratives. 2019, Morphology and Memory, Toward an Integrated Theory with J. Audreying, Topics in Cognitive Science, develops an integrated theory of morphology and memory within the parallel architecture. 2019, Relational Morphology in the Parallel Architecture with J. Audreying, Oxford Handbook of Morphological Theory, extends the parallel architecture to morphology. 2020, An Exchange on Linguistic Accounts of Inner Speech with D. Lobina, LingBuzz, discusses linguistic theories of inner speech. Ray Jackendoff has received numerous prestigious awards and honors throughout his distinguished career, recognizing his profound contributions to linguistics, cognitive science, and the philosophy of mind. Some of his most notable accolades include, Jean Nicod Prize 2003, David E. Rumelhart Prize 2014, Gustav O. Arlt Award 1974, Fellow of the American Academy of Arts and Sciences 2000. References: Jackendoff, R. and Lertle, F. The Capacity for Music, What is it and what's special about it? Cognition 100, 33-72 2006.
Mics on the floor where they drop like bombs. Faceless voices running all the cons. Digital whispers in a binary night. No light, no face, pure sound, no sight. Stories unfold in the dark, unscrolled. Echoes of silence, secrets untold. Waves crash loud in this audio cave. No light, no fame, just the sound we crave. Tune in, turn up, let the silence break. Raw, unfiltered, hear the earthquake. No mic needed, just the vibe that's real. Faceless Faceless words you can touch and feel. Hidden in shadows, voices untamed. No need for spotlight, no claim to fame. Just a beat of life in a stream of thought. Every word a punchline, no need to be taught. Just listen close, no visuals needed. Raw conversation, unprocessed, unseated. Feel the pulse in every sentence said. No distractions, just thoughts in your head. Whispers of the streets, rumbling through. Faceless yet vivid, a world in view. No mic, just souls, connecting in flow. Pure and raw, let the rhythm go. Pure and raw. Pure and raw. Silence break, raw, unfiltered, hear the earthquake. No mic needed, just a vibe that's real. Faceless words you can touch and feel. Tune in, turn up, let the silence break. Raw, unfiltered, hear the earthquake. No mic needed, just a vibe that's real. Faceless words you can touch and feel. Pure and raw.
Okay.